All right, I went ahead and hit record. You guys are muted, but if you have questions, you're welcome to unmute yourself and speak up. Or if you have something to add about a certain topic, I would love to collaborate with you guys. So this is a Zoom for all of you who are just getting started or who maybe need a refresher. So some of these things that I'm actually going to talk about are things that I did in the very beginning, but I should probably get back to doing. And so sometimes it's just as good of a reminder for the people who have been doing this for more than a month than it is for the people who have just gotten started. So I see a few of you guys on here who have been doing this for a little while. So you guys got the memo that it's awesome to get back to all the action you were doing in your first month. So this Zoom is literally just going to be about plays that work and how to start fast. So there was a cute little analogy that Michael Rutherford did when he was in Dallas. Some of you guys probably got to see it in person. And all it was he called a guy up onto the stage and he told him to literally run in place. That was his only job and he couldn't stop running. Apparently he knew who went to the gym because he picked a guy who literally ran in place for over 10 minutes. If he had picked me, I would have probably passed out on the floor and died and fell off the stage if he'd asked me to run in place for 10 minutes. And so he symbolized the person who needed to know all the information, who wanted to know the entire comp plan, who needed to know all the research about ketosis, who wanted to study the ingredients list, who needed to understand the rewards tab. Like that's what he symbolized. He symbolized the person who felt like they needed to know everything before they could get started. And then he had a girl come up on stage and he said, hey, just go grab 2 people, and then those 2 people need to go grab 2 people, and so on and so forth. So can you imagine how quickly that multiplied in a room of, it was probably about, a little over 1,000 people. And I'm pretty sure about a third of the people ended up on stage within that 10-minute time frame that he was doing this exercise. While this old guy Ryan over here is still jogging in place, about to have a heart attack because he's been jogging like high knee style in place for over 10 minutes. So in your business, do you want to be the guy jogging in place, or do you want to be the person who's just jumping out and getting some people off the side of the stage? So this is how to jump off the stage and grab 2 people and bring them with you and duplicate it and do it over and over again. These are some really good steps. And the cool part about it is none of these are going to be hard. They're all things that you could literally do within the 20 to 30 minute time span that we're going to be on here. And you can actually do them as we're doing this. If you're not going to be taking notes, you can be participating. So, one of the plays that's my favorite is what's the tagline? I'm gonna call it Ashley. What's the little message that you send to people before you get them interested in the campfire video, just to strike up a conversation?
Well, it depends on the person. So sometimes I'll just say, like, if it's a girlfriend of mine, I know she just went to the beach. I'll say, hey girl, looks like you just went to Florida. Did you have a great time? I'm so jealous. Thanks for taking me, blah, blah, blah. So we'll talk for a couple of minutes back and forth. And then I'll say, oh my goodness. And she'll say, what have you been up to? And I'm going to say, oh my goodness, have you tried Keto OS? And she's going to say, no, what is it? I'm like, oh my gosh, watch this 3-minute campfire video. It freaking changed my life. Let me know what you think about it. I really value your opinion. That's it. Like, strike up the conversation, be personable, build the relationship. Don't just immediately try to sell them something or plug something in, because as well as I do that you hate to be cold messaged by someone saying, hey, watch this video. No, I'm not watching that. I don't know what it is. Like, what if I open it up and someone locks down my phone? You know what I mean? So start a conversation, chit chat with them for a couple of minutes, make them feel comfortable, and then ask them to watch the campfire video. It's so simple.
Yeah, building relationships is really important. And then the other thing that also works really well is if someone has already shown interest in the product, maybe you posted a really cool curiosity creating post on your Facebook page, and people are excited about it and they comment and they want to know more information. A super simple message to send them is like, hey Colleen, what do you know about ketones or ketosis? ? Life-changing, right? Like, that's so hard to send to people. It probably takes you maybe 5 seconds to type that out. And the cool part about it is no matter what they answer, like, it doesn't matter if they say, I know absolutely nothing about ketones or ketosis. What the heck is that? Or they say, I'm actually a scientist and I research ketones for a living. Does not matter what they say back. anybody can watch the campfire video. So whatever they say back, I usually say, oh my gosh, then you're going to be so excited. Let me send you this video really quick. Let me know when you watch it. And I'm going to send them the campfire video. So the campfire video is a play that works. How many of you guys saw the campfire video before you joined Prove It? Okay, that's a lot of hands. How many of you guys were impressed and excited about what you saw on the campfire video before you joined Prove It? Like, it works. So a lot of you guys are on here because you watched that video. So that is a play that is going to work over and over and over and over again. I've sent that message to probably at least 1,000 people, and I have never had anybody message me back and be like, that was a waste of 4 minutes. No one has ever said that to me, right? I don't think any of you guys have ever gotten that response back either. If nothing else, they ask a few more questions, and you've all of a sudden got a customer. So that's a great play that works. Another play that's going to work is making people feel like you're doing them a favor by doing something. So an easy way to do that is to use the words if I, will you. So when I do almost anything, you can use those words. So just like the campfire video, if I send you a video, will you watch it? It's basically saying, if I take the time to send you this video, will you commit to watching it? People feel so much more obligated to do something if you ask their permission first and make it sound like you're doing them a favor by sending it. They need to do you a favor by watching it. And you can do that for a lot of things. So one of the things that worked really well for me and helped me gain more cream customers who were already drinking Keto OS or drinking Max is I would send them a message when I was shipping out their 5-day experience, or maybe they purchased from my website. And I said, hey, if I send you a packet of cream, will you promise me that you'll try it? Send them out a free packet of cream in their 5-day, which now that's like precious gold, and we probably wouldn't do that. But once cream is back in our life, we'll probably start doing that again. Right now, I'd probably fight somebody for a packet of cream. Probably Stephen Craig, because he drinks it every day and he's probably running low over there. But by saying, if I send this to you, will you take it? You can say, if I send this to you, will you promise me that you'll snap a picture with it and tag me in it? That like Hacked magazines. If I send you this magazine, do you promise to tell me, one article that you read that you really liked? Doing that gives people a sense of obligation, like they need to come back and tell you that they did it, or that you're going to check in on them and make sure that they did it. People are 10 times more likely to actually do it if you ask their permission first and make them feel like you're doing them a favor by doing it. So that's a play that works. Talking about Hacked magazines and stuff, Stephen, will you talk about some of the tools that are like plays that works?
Absolutely. Got one right here. My favorite thing to do is carry this everywhere I go, literally everywhere I go. If I'm in a waiting room at the doctor's office, I open it up. I'm just looking at it. I've read it front to back multiple times. But just piquing that curiosity by them seeing something like this really gets people excited. So they'll, hey, what are you reading over there? Or you lay it down on the table and see if they pick it up, whatever the case may be. But another thing is there's so many different articles and stories in here pertaining to different type people. Okay, you've got your stay-at-home moms, you've got your doctors, you've got your fitness professionals. Like, you've got a list of everybody that's in this magazine that's involved with this company. And the cool thing about it is if you try to kind of learn who your demographic is or who you're going to send this to, what you can actually do is you can mark those pages. And if you do send this magazine with it, mark it with the pack of keto. Stick an empty pack of raspberry lemonade in the page that you want them to read. Say they're a runner. Open up the page to the runners, send them this whole magazine with the samples. So it's really, really cool. So that way, as soon as they get it, they say, oh, here's my sample. Hey, look, I'm a runner. So is this guy. Well, let's read about it. You know what I mean? So that really does work. So like I said, these are very essential to your business. If you haven't ordered any, you can go on and order them online at the shop or at the gear store. Get as much as you can, because if you don't give them away, just having them on hand at all times, if you're traveling, if you're on an airplane, if you're just sitting in a waiting room somewhere, waiting on your, kids, auditorium, whatever, just open it up, start reading it, and it piques people's curiosity.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's proveitgear.com. Somebody asked where you get the magazine. It's just called proveitgear.com. You can order them in I think it's bundles of 10, and have them shipped to you. And then a lot of times at some of the events, they'll have it set up where you can purchase bundles of Hacked magazines as well. And maybe, you don't want to order 10, or maybe you don't feel like you need 10. Get with somebody else on your team and, split a pack and take 5 each until they're gone. If you have them on hand, you are going to use them and you're going to utilize them. And it's an awesome, awesome tool. Another thing while we're on the topic of gear is, how many of you guys have a Prove It t-shirt or 50? If you do not
I
have
didn't think there was any other clothes out there.
What's that?
I said I didn't realize there was any other clothes out there besides this.
Steven only wears Prove It t-shirts. So if you do not have a Prove It t-shirt, I promise you it'll be the best 25, 30, whatever dollars of the ones that you pick. It'll be the best $30 that you spend. There are no better conversation starters for me than someone looking at my t-shirt. Mm-hmm. Or my shaker bottle. Today I had somebody ask me what was in my shaker bottle, because my shaker bottle says ketones on it. And they're like, hey, what's ketones? What is that? Immediately it opens up the conversation for you to talk about what you do and what Prove It's all about. So I wear, every time I fly, a funny little story, which Steven knows, is I was wearing the t-shirt that Steven has on the other day on an airplane.
But it's similar.
Yeah, it looks just like that. And I was wearing it on an airplane, and of course it has the chemical, what is it called?
The formula to
of beta hydroxybutyrate on it. And there's a chemist who was flying home with me who actually came and sat behind me on the plane and talked my ear off about isomers for 45 minutes, because he thought I knew anything about chemistry, which I didn't. I just know a lot about ketones. So he was telling me all these other things about isomers and chemistry and all this stuff. And I was just like, I just drink it. I have no idea. I was like, but I can connect you to some super smart people who you can probably have a conversation with, but it is not me. And Jessica was on the plane with me too. And I was like, and it's definitely not this girl over here either. She's not going to be able to help you. But we exchanged information, and I gave him some products. And we've actually had a conversation back and forth. Recently, I texted him the other day, structural formula. Thanks, science teacher Brittany Beck. You're so sweet. See, I didn't even know what that was. But it was a conversation starter. He would have never known what I did for a living. He would have never known anything about Prove It or the company. He had never heard of Prove It. He didn't know anything about exogenous ketones. He just said it was what did he say? One little hydrogen atom or something away from being a GHB. That's all he knew about it, which is kind of scary. But he struck up a conversation with me because I was wearing that t-shirt. So Prove It gear is absolutely amazing. If you do not have Prove It gear, I challenge you guys to at least get one t-shirt. Make sure that it's from proveitgear.com. We don't go out and make bootleg versions of our own and wear it. Because a lot of the things about Prove It are trademarked. And the gear has gotten so much better. If you guys have been with us as long as we have, when we first got started, there was one t-shirt option. And now we have a whole bunch of t-shirt options. So we're really excited about that. So gear is also a play that works. Another thing that Steven talked about, the bookmarking the pages with the Hacked magazine. Another play that works with that is asking them, when you send them the Hacked magazine with the samples, say, hey, I'm going to send you this magazine. Do you mind taking a picture when it comes in and making a post for me? And you can actually send them the post. So the post that I like to use is, thank you so much. And then they tag me for introducing me to Pure Therapeutic Ketones. I can't wait to try it. And ask them to take a picture with their packet or take a picture with their Hacked magazine and post it on Facebook. Because there are so many people who are going to say, what the heck is Pure Therapeutic Ketones? What are you drinking? You're going to add all of those people as a friend on Facebook. You're going to follow up with them, make a conversation, send them the campfire video, give them more information. And that's a play that works. So getting people to post on Facebook for you, especially brand new 5-day experience customers, is going to be a great tool to expand your network and get new customers. Ashley, do you want to talk about, do you want a 5-day or a 10-day? And how to get people? Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Honestly, I typically lead with a 30-day. So when I'm talking to someone about the product and, they say, okay, well, I'd like to try it out. I'm like, awesome. We have a 30-day trial that you can try for a month and see what you think about it. That's how I got started. I fell in love. I didn't want to go a day without it. And then they say, gosh, I'm not ready for a 30-day. Okay, well, we have a 15-day, and then we have a 10-day, and then we have a 5-day. You know what I mean? But always plug in that you can get your product for free. So if you have 2 friends, you can get your product for free. Pay for your first one the next month. You know what I mean? It's going to be so simple. But always lead with the larger quantity because you never know. I mean, let's be honest. I've had people come to me for a 5-day trial. They joined as a promoter and ordered an experience pack. And what the heck if I had never talked to them about anything other than a 5-day trial? So we always just want to lead with 30-day, then we've got 20-day of max, then we've got 15-day, then we've got a 10-day, then we've got a 5-day. But we just want to let everyone know that we have options for them. And if you always say, hey, if you get a 5-day trial, you run out, you love it, you run out in, 5 days, you're having to wait for it to come in the mail. You don't want to be without it. You want to feel this amazing every single day. Let's go ahead and get you enough to last. It's just all about your approach and how excited that you are. So if you share with them your experience, how great you felt, you want to have it every single day and you're pumped up about it, they're going to feel that same excitement and they're going to do kind of whatever you suggest for them to do. So always lead with a larger amount for sure.
I just realized I was muted still. That is perfect. Yeah, you wouldn't believe the number of people who I was talking to about, either being a customer and then you can't. One of the things I learned from luxury retail, like I used to work luxury retail, if you guys don't know, and I used to sell people really expensive handbags, and you can never shop from your own pocketbook. So just because buying, a 30-day supply when you first got started was stressful for you, and maybe you didn't have an extra $144 when you first got started, doesn't mean that the person you're talking to has that exact same budget or that exact same wallet. We talked about shopping. Don't shop from your own wallet. So you can't judge a book by its cover. You literally never know. Some of the people who I thought would come in booming with an experience pack were like, I can't afford that. And some of the people who I thought, I don't know if they're going to want to come in with the experience pack, I still talked to them about it. And here they are over here ordering the max experience pack for $1,300 when I was like, I don't even know. Should I start with a 5-day with this person? Like, I don't even know. So don't shop from your own wallet. Don't shop from your own pocketbook. When you say 30 days, that a mixture of products are of one type. So when we talk about 30-day, we're trying to get them to order from our website. So I personally don't ship anything out usually bigger than a 10-day experience. For the max, I don't ship anything bigger than like the 12-day experience that we've talked about, just because if they're going to do that, they're spending just as much money as if they would order the 15 or the 30-day off of your website or the 20-day. And it's not that much more for them to just order off of your website, because that's your end goal. Like, we're not a retailing business. A lot of us have been in other companies before where you had to have product on hand and you had to mail things to people all the time. Like, that's not how this business works. We don't really make a profit off of our trial packs or our sample packs. And what little bit of money we do make isn't enough for the work that you have to put in to mail out trial packs all the time. So we're not like a retailing business. I have a lady that wants raspberry lemonade, so I'm doing a 20. Yeah, so like if the product isn't available, that's different. But luckily, hopefully, fingers crossed, raspberry lemonade will be out soon. Launch the lemonade. We're dying over here. But like the cream, like there are extenuating circumstances that you might need to ship someone an entire box. But 9 times out of 10, like it's going to be on the website. It's going to be available, and you're going to send them there if it's anything more than like a 10 or a 12-day experience. Just because in the long run, it's going to help them because they can get that Smart Ship discount. They can set up the Smart Ship and earn free product. All of those things they can't do when they're purchasing it from you and you're mailing it to them. You're also not going to get BV for that. And you want to hit your GoPro and hit your Go MVP. And if you're constantly just mailing out samples left and right, none of that counts. Another thing that's a great play that works when you're first getting started. How many of you guys are in your first couple of days with us? Anybody? I know Josh was on here and he's like still super brand new. One of the things that we have learned that really works also is go through your phone and think about the people who you care about and who you love the most, which has been in 2 weeks. and send them a text message that literally just says, I found it. Like if somebody sent you a text message that said, oh my gosh, I found it, you would respond because you would be like, your keys, your dog, like what did you find? Like you would at least be curious.
Wait, why am I just now hearing about this trick?
Ashley, where have you been at every event we've ever been to? Because they've talked about it at least 100 times.
To play off of that, just kind of back to the story that you were saying about Ryan running on stage, and Rutherford pulled up one person and said, go get 2 people. They ran like 6 or 7 rows deep. What she's saying right now is reach out to the people that are closest to you. That's how fast your business is going to grow. Like you can get to them quicker. They're going to trust you more. So definitely reach out to the people that are closer to you. They brought the people back from like 7 levels deep and said, what are you doing? Like there were 2 people sitting right in front of you. Why did you think about it? You had to scan the room to see who was engaged. Like don't worry about scanning the room. Literally grab it as close to the people as possible so that way you can get your business rolling.
Yeah. So just literally, like if you're brand new and you have people who your family, your friends, your coworker at work, and none of them, and they don't know that you already are part of this business, that you're already drinking ketones, send that text message. They are going to respond because they're your best friend, they're your sister, they're your mom, like they're people who love and care about you. Literally just send the text message that says, I found it, because they're going to answer, like, did you lose your kid? Like, what did you find? For me, they would probably think I lost a kid. But they're going to respond. Can we do that as a Facebook post? I find that it works better if it's like you could. There's another Facebook post that we'll talk about in just a minute that probably works just a little bit better. I find that I found it post to usually work best like one-on-one with someone who you have a conversation with on a regular basis anyway. If you just randomly message your best friend from 9th grade and your 10-year class reunion is coming up and you say, I found it, they're probably going to be like, did you mean to message me? First of all, do I even want to know what the heck you found? Is it an incriminating photo? Like, they're not really going to be sure where this is going. But yes, it could be a Facebook message. Like if it's someone that you Facebook message a lot. And then when they respond back and be like, well, what did you find? You'll be like, oh my gosh, I found this drink and I have been drinking it for 3 days and I feel like a superhero. Or, I got all the way through my work day and I came home and I played with my kids and I scrubbed baseboards until 2:00 in the morning. And then I slept the best I've ever slept in my entire life and I woke up feeling refreshed. Whatever it is that Prove It has done for you or keto has done for you, that's what you're going to respond with. I found this drink that. And then you've already struck up a conversation and they're like, well, what is it? They're going to ask, because if I told Ashley, because Ashley's one of my best friends, if I sent her a message, I said, I found it. She would be like, what'd you find? And I'd be like, I found this drink and I had energy all freaking day. And I came home and I slept like a rock and I woke up the next morning and I felt awesome again. She would be like, well, what the heck is it? And can you send it to me right now? That's how easy it is. Like that's a play that works. And it works more times than not, because if they're your best friend, like your business starts with your best friends, your family, your sister, your coworker, like the people who you interact with and engage with all the time. Like, bless Ashley, I love her, but she's kind of gullible. So like if I was selling an ugly t-shirt, Ashley would buy it because she loves me. Like those are the people that you start with first. We don't have a crappy product, but the people who would literally buy anything you sell, like Ashley would buy, if my kids were peddling those really crazy little coupon books that probably all of your kids have to sell at some point in their life. Ashley doesn't even live in the same state. She would never use a coupon, but I'm pretty sure I could convince her to buy one. Like those are the people that you're going to want to talk to first to get your business rolling, because they would literally buy anything because of you. Like they trust you and they love you. Yeah, and Brittany, it will also boost your confidence for sure, because once you get 1 or 2 little sales under your belt or 1 or 2 people interested in the product, all of a sudden your confidence like skyrockets and you think, man, well, I can sell this stuff to anybody. And that's the way you talk to people. And so people are going to be like, man, she's really excited. She's really confident about that product. Like she really believes in this. And they're going to be 10 times more likely to buy it from you. Brittany, you got a million plays that work over here. Can you talk? Are you like in a place where you can talk? Yes, no, maybe so. You're muted. Tammy Kluger, you're cracking me up. Tammy should peddle some coupon books and some mums over here.
I'll buy them, boo. Just keep the mums, though. I'll buy them.
So I had dental work today, so half my face doesn't work. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you still drink keto? That's all that matters.
Yes. Thank God, because I was like, I'm so hungry. I went to the dentist thinking that I was just going to get a little cleaning, and they were like, we'll go ahead and do dental work, full dental work. So I was there for hours, and I hadn't eaten or drank anything all day.
Oh,
so I was there all day, and I left, and I was like, I'm so hungry, but I could drink keto. So my face is starting to work, finally. Okay,
what's your favorite play that works?
I'm on the spot. Just
Popcorn.
For me, I think the biggest play that works for me specifically, and again, I always say this, not everything's gonna work for everybody, but for me, it's like creating a post that builds curiosity and putting that on Facebook for sure, because people are like, what does she got going on? And another thing is, it don't always have to be about the same thing. Like, I would just encourage anybody to not sit there and post like, oh my gosh, I lost 2 pounds. Oh my gosh, I'm down 2 pounds. Oh my gosh. Like, don't talk about the fat loss benefit of it all the time, because you're only going to target one market. I would just say, I tell my team, talk about how you sleep good, and talk about how you feel, and talk about the fat loss here and there, and talk about muscle preservation. Like, switch it up. Don't always talk about the same benefit every time, so that you can reach every market, because some men will never ever buy from you if you don't talk about other benefits. And you really just want to reach everybody. So the product does 5 million things. So talk about some of those other things without making medical claims, for sure. And then just keeping it really vague. I know Sierra and them have said that, like, even posting something that doesn't even say keto or have the label on it at all. Sometimes people are like, well, what has she got now? Or what is this now? And I'll just be like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite drink ever. It tastes so good. I'm so excited that I have this to get me going today, or something like that. And then people are like, oh, what does she got? She's got me some new thing from Starbucks or whatever. And they don't realize, like, it's not keto at all. So especially if you've been in it for a while, just try to switch it up and talk about different things.
That's a perfect one. Yeah. Curiosity creating posts. If you've been on any of the huddle calls that Michael Rutherford has had, where he's talked about, like, be a cat, not a dog. That's one of my favorite little analogies, and I throw it out there all the time. And if you haven't heard it yet, the whole thing about being a cat is a cat comes into the room, he kind of like swishes his tail at you, and then he like wanders off into the bathroom, and you're sitting there wondering what the cat's doing. You're like, is the cat playing in the toilet? Like what's going on? Where is this cat? And the dog walks into the room and comes and like jumps in your lap and licks your face and wags his tail, and he's like all about you and all on top of you. So the same thing, your posts need to be more like a cat. So you want to create curiosity and leave. Like, that's how, not leave the status, like actually go back and talk to people. But you want to create curiosity and then walk away. You don't want to word vomit everything that Pruvit has ever done for you all over a Facebook status, because then the fact of the matter is, if you, like, in your first couple of posts, until you've established yourself as being a promoter and people know that you're a Pruvit promoter, and have had an interaction with you, if you use Pruvit, Keto OS, some of those key terms, they will literally sit there and they will pull up Google, because we all do it, right? Your friend posts about something and you pull up Google because you want to know more information, and they will Google Pruvit. And I can promise you it's not your website that pops up first. And so they're going to end up being someone else's customer, rather than if you just post a cool little vague picture of a really pretty hot pink drink in your hand, a selfie talking about how you drank your magical drink and now, you're a superhero and you feel amazing. They're going to ask you about it. And then you're able to have a one-on-one conversation where you can also include your campfire video link, your Shop Keto link, your Pruvit Now link, and they will be connected to you. So that's a really important play that works, creating curiosity. How many of you guys have mixers? This is like the last play that works that I want to talk about before we hop off here. Colleen, so tell me about mixers and why they're a play that works. Hold on, let me unmute you.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. So I was terrified for mixers before I started doing them. And I was very like, oh, I can't do that. That's crazy big. Like, no. And then I was like, whatever. So I'm a teacher. And the first one that I did it with the coworkers. And I was like, hey guys, you have to try this. It's super good. Let me shake it up. And you got to try it. And they really liked it. And then, I don't know, it made it easier for me because it was with my friends. And so it's just important because then they get to try it. They get to see like if they like the taste and see my excitement about it, I guess. And then I started getting a little less like, I can't do this. And I'm the type of person that does not talk to people I don't know. Well, I do now, but I used to never. Like I would shy away. Like my boyfriend would make fun of me because he's like, you don't talk to any of the neighbors. Like I'm just shy. But now I do. Like there was the neighbor walking the dog and I was like, hey, come on over. You got to try this. So, I mean, it's just, they don't know and they're not going to know unless you talk to them about it. And you don't have anything to lose. So we're still saying they don't want to try it. But I don't know. That's all I got.
That's perfect. So what I loved is that you said that it started out with the people who you were comfortable with. So a mixer doesn't have to be 100 strangers in a room. Like Colleen said, it could be a couple of coworkers in the break room. It could be your mom and your dad and your sister and your aunt in your living room. Like it doesn't have to be this big production. And I know that you guys see pictures of these crazy mixers where they have 200 or 300 people. Well, that's not really what a mixer is all about. What a mixer is about is just having a couple of people who've never tried keto tasting the product. That's all you need to do. The same thing for like vendor events. So vendor events are the exact same thing. So when you set up at a vendor event and you stand in front of that table and you catch people as they're walking by and you get them to sample the product and give you their information to win a giveaway. Everybody should definitely do a giveaway when you do a vendor event because you can capture people's name. They'll give you everything. They'll give you their blood type or whatever to get a free lipstick. Like they will give you any information you want to have, and immediately contact them, add them on Facebook, find a way to message them. And then at the end, you're going to just send them a short message and be like, hey, oh my goodness, it was so nice to meet you. One of the things that's a tip for me that I like to do is write a little like blurb about them, something that you're going to remember about them on the back of wherever they wrote down their information. And I'll be like, so Ashley gave me her information and I'm like, pretty girl with really good eyebrows and glasses. And then when I message her, I'll be like, hey, I wanted to thank you for coming to this vendor event and connecting with me. What did you think about keto? Which was your favorite flavor? Can you remind me again? And where do you get your brows done? Because even if she wasn't going to answer me about the keto question, most people love to help other people. So she'd probably tell me at least where she got her brows done, even if she avoided the keto question, right? And you started that relationship building and building that network, and talking to them about their kids. Like if they came through and they had a stroller and they had 3 kids and you're going, oh my God, how do they have 3 kids at a vendor event? Messaging them and asking how the rest of their event went, that their kids were so cute, that you love the littlest one's dress, anything that you can remember about that person so that when you, strike up a conversation with them later and you follow up, it seems more genuine and you know that they know that they made an impression on you. Sorry. So they know that you actually paid attention, that you know who you're talking about. You're not just sending them some bland copy and paste. Hey, thanks for coming to the vendor event. Let me know if you want more information about keto. If you give a couple of little tidbits of information that proves to them that you know who they are, and that, whatever they say or whatever they were doing mattered, they're a lot more likely to actually follow up with you. I saw Morgan had a question. What was it?
Hey, so I'm going to have a mixer on Saturday, but I need to know if I'm supposed to have like every flavor like ready to go, or do I just need to have like one flavor ready to go?
You can literally do anything. So the cool part about a mixer is do whatever works for you. So you may have some people at your mixer who have tried certain flavors and some people who haven't tried. Most of my mixers, especially if there aren't 100 people, you have to be a little more prepared, or just fly by the seat of your pants, just conversational. And you're like, well, this is my favorite flavor. Here, everybody try raspberry, or everybody try Maui.
We're going to be on the river, so it's kind of an awkward place to be having it. So I don't know. I want to take one that you don't have to mix with something for it to taste better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If
you're just doing 1 or 2 flavors, I always encourage like the crowd pleaser flavors.
Yeah.
So, like raspberry lemonade and Maui, or raspberry lemonade and Swiss if you want to hit on one of the chocolates. Both like all of those you don't really have to mix any extra in. Like today I had a mixer. I was telling the team that was on here before, I had a mixer in a nail salon with 3 people, and I just happened to have raspberry lemonade and Maui in my purse. And so those are the only 2 flavors that they tried, because that's what I had on me at the time in my purse that I didn't have to go out to the car for. That's still a mixer. They had never tried those flavors. So, a mixer can be anywhere, and you don't have to have everything. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm out of orange, I can't have a mixer. That's not how it works. So don't.
So does it matter if it's like 2 people, 3 people? Like, it doesn't matter.
Now for the contest, it matters. So if you guys saw Jessica and Ashley's contest on Team Legend, so for the contest, it's 5 adults, not children, other than yourself, and snap a picture. But a mixer could be 2 people. Like a mixer could be Jessica sitting in the living room drinking keto. Like that could be a mixer, especially if Jessica had never tasted it before. But for the contest, if you guys haven't seen the contest, it's 5 people, take a picture, not including you, and no kiddos counting towards the 5, and snap it and post it in the thread. And who was it that won this morning? Who won? Is she on here?
Brandy Atkinson.
She won $300 for having a mixer last week. Like, how awesome is that?
And
Is there anybody on here who does not want $300? If so, you can send it to me right now. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions? Jess, do you want to throw anything in here? I know you have Mad, so you've been quiet over there in the chair, but
I know this is the first Zoom that y'all hadn't heard me, so I don't want to ruin it.
Mute her real quick.
Mute yourself right now.
I know, right? No, I'll just say really quickly though, like I'm really super excited for all of you guys, especially for the ones of you who are on here who are brand spanking new. Hopefully you got tons of great tips from this, but never forget that we're all here for you 100%. Pay close attention to your GoPro and MVP time frame. Do not wait for a sale. Do not wait for the last minute. Try really hard each and every day to make it your goal to hit MVP a week before the end of your time frame, because that's just going to push you to go that much further. I get so many messages of people like, hey, my MVP ends in 24 hours. What can I do? And I'm like, well, you could have messaged me about 2 weeks ago is what you could have done. So I just want to encourage all of you to, go fast. That's the point of this Zoom. So love y'all.
I'm so proud of you for keeping that short and sweet. Does anybody else have any questions or anything you want to add, or maybe a play that works that we did not cover before we hop off here?
I know we talked about wearing your Prove It gear, but I don't remember saying this. Be seen in public with your keto. Did you say that?
We talked about shaker bottles ish, but yeah.
Okay. Literally, guys,
That's a good one.
take the one that's white or the clear one if you can, and take a packet of Max and shake it up anytime you have a chance, and be seen at the park, at the gym, at the grocery store, at the bank, wherever you're going. If you can take it with you, people are going to say, why does she always have that with her? What is that? What's in there? What are you drinking? It's a great conversation starter, and it's another way besides your Prove It gear to brand yourself. So when people think of Prove It, they think of you. When they think of you, they think of Prove It. So I take mine everywhere. You're never going to see me without it.
That's a really good one. I still ask Ashley what's in her cup.
I'll never tell.
You never know.
Does anybody have anything else? If not, I'm going to hit stop and let you guys go. I got another Zoom in like 10 minutes. So good. Okay. I'm going to stop your